Okay, Levi, this is particularly for you. I might have it in some other training series, but this is just for you, kind of understanding Photoshop layers. So, as you can see right here, we have all these layers on the right-hand side. And this is a design that I'm making right now. It's actually sized for a Facebook banner. So this is going to work kind of for what you're doing as you're creating a DVD label, I should say. So basically what it is I have this design and I have all these different design elements. I'm just going to kind of break it down from the top down, and then I'm going to show you how they all work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this up so you can see it better. You see at the very top I have this folder or layer folder that's called text. Inside this is basically all the text on the label or on the template, and these are all the images on the template. So I have image 2, and this one is image 1. Okay, and of course there's many more layers within those. Then within the textures folder, it's all the textures. So see the background, all that kind of that kind of fun stuff is on the background. See, other than that, we have the background color, which we obviously can't see, but if I enable it, the background color is black. And let's see, we also have the background, so it's just a transparent black background. That's the original color. So that's locked in position. You'll see that one's locked, and technically I could probably lock this one as well. So that's pretty much it, though. If I select it, I can lock it, and now nothing's going to be able to do anything there. It's just kind of in that position. So that's kind of the overview of how layers work. Now I'm going to go back up to the text layer, kind of break it down. So notice how I just minimized all these other layers. On the top here, I have my first one, and it's like impact. This text is called impact label, and it's actually a little bit complicated. As you can see here, there's all these labels that we have going on for this Facebook banner. And to make a label, you have to have a little piece of color right behind the text. So you'll see that if I take this layer's name dash label text color copy, and don't worry about the copy, but notice if I take the text color out, it just becomes transparent, and you can see our shirt on the back here. So if I take this one out and just put that color is what makes this text white, because it's actually a transparent layer. Okay, in the same way that this is a transparent layer, and if I were to take the background out, it just goes to whatever photo is underneath of it. Same thing with this. It's the same concept, and also with this. Now, of course, there's no background color for this one because it's just text, not a label. And then as you can see, it's kind of the same idea. I had to go in here and shape all these little different white pieces in the back. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to kind of demonstrate to you how we shape it. So as you can see, this white piece, I've shaped it to be the right size to go behind the label or the text that's in front of it. If I need to make it bigger, I can make it bigger, or I can make it the right size for the text. And there's many different ways of doing it. I'm just going to say the best way to do it is using skew, because you can just skew it a lot more, and it's a lot easier. So I would say that's the smartest way to do it. And I'm going to hope I didn't ruin anything as I put it back here. So yeah, now it's the right size. Okay, now I'm looking. It's basically the same concept. You have name, you have our ambassadors, and you have a color that's behind that. And then our limited availability label, which is, let's see, which is right here. And obviously we don't want to be using these ones right now because we're still in the process of editing them. So as you can see, somewhere on my little workspace I have limited availability. Now obviously it's not on my actual template yet, but if I hit Command T, you can see it's up here. okay, because its outline comes up. And now I have my limited availability template, or my limited availability design element or text that I have. And I'm going to probably end up putting it somewhere on my project. Now if I want to resize it down, I can resize it down, but remember to hold shift so you can kind of constrain your proportion so it doesn't become all flat and funny looking. If I were to go like this, it just kind of looks funny. But if I hold down shift and change its size, it's going to stay in proportion. So that's obviously going to go somewhere around here. Now as you can see, I don't really have a background color layer for it. So in order, I'm going to move this right back up here where I don't need to see it. But in order to make a background color layer, I'm just probably going to go and look at one of these color layers and just copy it and move it somewhere else and resize it so it fits our other design element, and then I'm pretty much set to go. So that's kind of how these templates work, and each template's going to be similar, but it's when you know how to do it, it's not very complicated. Okay, also, now after we went over the text, we're going to go over with images, and under images, you can see that we have these images, like this image, which is a black and white image, is right there, and this text that I have going over it is annoying me, so I'm going to turn off visibility on that. But I'm going to go to my images. I have this image, which is black and white, and also I have this other image, image number 1, that is not black and white, but still, that's our other image. So basically what it does is it just goes inside these little frames that we have set up. And now these little frames are supposed to be right here, which would be, yeah, there we go. So this one's named Polaroid Border Left Decorative Element. You know what? In all honesty, we don't really need it there, but it just makes it look cool. Okay, and that's the whole point. That's for image 1. Now we have the same thing. Notice how image 1 and image 2 are just kind of copies of each other. We have that same element right there. So we want to make sure that those elements are where they need to be. As for any of these layers, we can hit Command T and move them around and put them in different places, or we can combine all of them and move them around. That's a really powerful thing too, because if I hold all of image 2 or just click image 2 as a folder, Command T, I can move the entire setup. So that's kind of what's powerful about it. But just remember, you always have options. You always have options. So now the last thing I need to go over is our textures. Okay, and for textures, we have all these different design elements. We have a shape that I have in the back. It's just kind of like a vignette. We have this other vignette. We have another shade, a shade. It's blue. Obviously, I took that one out because I didn't want it. I have a smart object, which is kind of like this shutter. And I also have this background, which is like a Golden Dale Sentinel background, but obviously I've covered it up with other things. And I've kind of put a little bit of a mask on it. So other than that, though, I mean, that's kind of how Photoshop layers work. Now here's one thing. If you want to put a picture down on the bottom, it's going to be covered up with the background color, and you're not going to see it at all. So just make sure your stuff is kind of in the right order. And if you make sure everything's in the right order, then you'll be able to make things quickly. And, it takes time to learn, but just do it slowly. Watch as many YouTube videos as you can about it, and eventually you'll get it. So other than that, I think you're pretty well set as to understanding how layers work and how you can use design templates for making these layers work together. So this is another one that I've worked on. Notice we have a design template right here. We have a design template right here. We have pictures. We have kind of the same thing going on, only we didn't put any color in the background. I like the transparent look, just kind of because we had this gradient going on. But other than that, that's how it works, and I got to run here. So we'll talk to you later.